Yo, what up, Toshi here. So, let's talk about the Wuthering Waves gacha system, because I know for a lot of you, this is going to be a deal breaker, whether you are looking to get into the game, or whether you're looking to know what's to expect once the game does come around for everyone. So, Wuthering Waves on launch is going to have 5 banners, unless they decide to change something, but considering this is CBT2, and the game is looking to be released rather soon, because it is nearly complete, I would say for certain that there will be 5 banners on release, such as the banners we already have in the game currently. And one of those banners is going to be the beginner, novice, newbie banner, whatever you want to call it. On this banner, you will get a 5-star after 50 pulls. But what's very important to note about this banner is just like in Honkai Star Rail, because this is the same exact banner, instead of using 50 pulls, you only have to use 40 and the game is going to give you 10 for free. You get 2 free pulls every time you do an 8 pull on this banner, and the game will consider that a 10 pull. And so therefore, instead of using 50 pulls, you only have to use 40 to get the 5-star character on the banner. There's 5 characters you can get from this banner and the standard banner as well, because the characters on the beginner banner are also the same characters in the standard banner for the 5 stars. 4 stars included as well. But the 5 stars you can get that are not on the banner is Calcharo and Verena. What's notable about the standard banner compared to the novice banner, beginner banner, is that this one is double the pulls for a 5-star character. So this banner doesn't give you any pulls for free, so you're going to have to use double the amount you use on the beginner banner to get your 5-star character. But just like the beginner banner, every character that was on that banner can also be rolled for on the standard banner as well. And then you have weapons you can get to 4-star weapons and 3-star weapons. But what's very nice about the 5-star character banner is that you're not going to get a 5-star weapon on said banner when you reach pity. On the contrary of that, because there is a character permanent banner, standard banner, there is also a weapon standard banner. So you can use your same standard pulls that you would use on the standard character banner and use those same pulls on the weapon banner instead, if you want to, of course. Now, these are going to be just general weapons, right? These are the weapons that aren't the best weapons in the world, but they're the weapons that are going to be feasible and usable for most players for their account. So if you get a weapon from this banner, you'll be able to use it on whoever is present in that class. Energy regeneration is pretty strong, right? Attack increase is very nice. And considering it is a 5-star weapon, you get higher base stats, which means your character is going to have higher stats than if they were to equip a 4-star. And the added cool thing about the weapon banner that makes it even better for the standard banner is that you can choose what weapon you want to target. Now, unfortunately, you can't choose what character you want to target from the standard banner. It's just up to RNG. But being able to choose the weapon you want from the standard banner is very, very nice. Because let's say you, like me, love using Chixia, and you want a new weapon for Chixia. Well, you can go ahead and put the 5-star weapon as your selector, and then once you reach the pity, you'll be able to get this weapon. And on the standard banner, there is no 50-50. So that means on the weapon banner also for the standard weapons, there is no 50-50. So once you set the guarantee for the weapon you want from your choice, then you'll get that weapon once you reach pity. So make sure if you do decide to roll on this banner and you get this weapon per se for like Chixia, and you want to get another weapon, make sure you click this icon once you do have the weapon on the banner, and then you can swap and go to a different weapon, because it will give you that weapon you selected once you reach the pity. So remember this in case you decide to roll on this banner. Let's talk about the character and weapon limited banners. Now, these 2 banners are going to be present on launch as well. What's very important to note is that unlike Honkai Star Genshin Impact, there won't be a double banner on launch. I know Star Rail didn't have a double banner on launch. I know Genshin Impact didn't have a double banner on launch. I'm just saying this in case anyone was curious whether or not you're going to have 2 banners on launch. That character's specific weapon will also be on the weapon banner. So therefore, if you want to roll for the character's weapon, you can choose to do so. Since we went over the standard weapon banner, let's talk about the event limited weapon banner. And this 5-star weapon banner is just like the standard banner, is no different. Once you reach pity, you'll begin the 5-star weapon. And therefore, you don't have to worry about 50-50 for the 5-star weapon. So you're guaranteed to always get the rate up weapon on the banner. So if you are a main of Jian and you want his 5-star weapon, you can roll for the weapon and get the weapon without having to worry about getting a weapon for a character you don't have or don't use. And I think this is a very nice change when it comes to the gacha system for anyone that likes to roll for weapons for their favorite characters, right? But if you are someone that does not like to roll for weapons, then you can disregard this information. But for those of you that do like to roll for weapons, step in the right direction. There is a 50% chance of getting the 4-star rate up weapon after you reach the 4-star weapon guarantee at 10 pulls. If you get the guarantee before 10 pulls, then it'll reset, and it'll be, whether or not you get the weapon right, it'll be a 50-50. If you get the weapon, then it will be a 50-50 again. If you don't get the weapon, then you'll have a 100% guarantee to get one of the 4-star rate up weapons once you reach the 4-star pity again at 10 pulls, right? Now let's talk about the character banner. Now this is where most of you will be spending all of your pulls. So if you lose a 50% chance of getting the limited character at pity, then you will get a guarantee for the limited character, whether it's this character now or a future limited character on that banner. So if I lose my 50-50 to Jinyan, and let's say I don't want Jinyan anymore, I changed my mind after I lost pity to him, then therefore, once his banner goes away, the next character comes around, I'll be able to get that next character with a 100% chance of it getting that character at pity without having to worry about 50-50 because I already lost my 50-50 prior to that character on Jinyan's banner, if that makes sense. Let's say you lose your 50-50 and then you have a guarantee, you have another 50-50 after you roll for the character on that guarantee, and then rinse and repeat. So you can constantly win your 50-50 and you can constantly lose your 50-50. There's really no in between. Now, what's important to note, just like the weapon banner, the character banner with the 4 stars attached to it also have a 50% chance of being what you get once you do reach the pity. And what's important to note is that you can get a weapon instead of a 4-star character at the 4-star pity. So let's say you lose your 50-50 on the 4-star character and you get a weapon. Well, the next pity you reach for the 4-star will be a character from one of the characters selected here. So these are the 4-star rate up. It's just like Genshin Impact, it's no different. So just like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, there is no guarantee for the 4-star rate up character. So let's say if you spend 100 pulls on the banner, you have no guaranteed chance of getting the character you want from the 4 stars selected here. So you can go 100 pulls without getting a single Donjin. And if that's you, I'm very, very, very sorry. It's just the way the game works. Let's do some myth busting, okay? Let's say on the newbie banner, you got the character early, the 5-star character, and you want to continue rolling because you believe that you'll get another character once you reach the 5-star guarantee on the newbie banner.
Man, I'm dead.
That's not going to happen. You only have a guarantee for one 5-star character. So that means once you do get a character and you get the character early, you should dip from the banner and not continue rolling into the banner because you're not going to get another 5-star unless you get really lucky. You have to depend on the low rates in the game, which we didn't cover because the rates are very low. They're the same as Genshin, really. I mean, Genshin is 0.6. This game, Wuthering Waves, is 0.8. It's not really any better than Genshin. It's the same, really. Anything less than 1% is a very low chance of getting anything early, right? So that's why I didn't really want to include it in this video, but it's the same as Genshin, same as Star Rail, no different. Let's say I get Ling Yang early and I want to continue rolling on the banner. Well, it would be in my best interest to just use those same pulls on the standard banner and continue reaching the pity for this banner instead of throwing my pulls into this banner hoping I can get another character also. That would be a waste of pulls for most, if not every player, because you are depending on a 0.8% chance after getting your 5-star character early to get another 5-star character. So instead, just use your same pulls that you were going to use on the newbie banner, on the standard banner, and reach the pity for another character. So the biggest difference from Wuthering Waves compared to Genshin, because they are near identical gacha systems, Wuthering Waves is 10 less pity to reach the pity compared to Genshin. Genshin has a 90 pity limit. Wuthering Waves has an 80 pity limit. But however, I have no idea if Wuthering Waves has a soft pity. So you know in Genshin, you reach 75 pulls, 74 pulls, and as you continue rolling to the banner, your chances of getting the 5-star character at that point goes up and up and up until you reach the pity, the 90 hard pity, right? I don't know if that's the same in Wuthering Waves. At 80 pity, then you're guaranteed to get the character, of course. But I don't know if, let's say after 64, 65 pulls into the banner, you have an increased chance all the way up to 80 for the guarantee for the 5-star character. There hasn't been enough testing done on the gacha system to know for sure, but if someone else has already done it and confirmed it across multiple people, then hey, we'll take that as a W and a win because having soft pity in this game means you'll save on more pulls. No matter what banner you pull on is going to be 160 of your premium currency for a single pull, which means for a 10 pull, it costs 1,600 of that same premium currency. So it is the same exact as Genshin Impact. However, in Wuthering Waves, you have the currency you get from not only the standard banner, the limited weapon banner, but also the limited character banner. And you can get all 3 currencies from the monthly shop. And unlike Genshin, there is an extra one you get on top of that. So Genshin gives you 5 per month. Wuthering Waves will give you 6 per month. In Wuthering Waves, you can get dupes for your 4-star characters, which is no different from Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. But what's very special about Wuthering Waves is that you can get dupes for 5-star characters. Now, of course, you need the 5-star character before you do get the dupe, because obviously if you get the dupe for a character you don't have, you're not going to unlock the character all of a sudden, right? But there is a dupes you can get for the 5-star limited characters as well. Let's say you save up a ton of currency over time, and you really want to max out Jinyon on his upcoming banner, right? His returning banner, because let's say his banner goes away, and you want to save for dupes when his banner does have a rerun. Well, you can save up the currency you get. Think of this as star glitter from your gacha pools, right? Getting dupes, getting 4 stars and 5 stars. And then once you save up enough of this dupe currency, then you can exchange it for a 5-star dupe, which is very, very nice. The 5-star limited dupes do cost more than the 5-star standard banner dupes, so keep that in mind. And while we're on the topic of this, how strong are the dupes in this game? We can't say for certain, right? Because of course there hasn't been any testing done, but just by the looks of it, this seems rather strong. I mean, you get a extra damage increase with the counterattack, and then you get a shield after the counterattack, which not only increase her damage, but also increase her survivability. So there you have it. I hope I answered every single question you may or may not have. You probably will still be a little confused, and that is absolutely okay. It's in your best interest to just wait for the game to arrive so you can play the game for yourself and see what it's like to roll in the gacha, and that will answer your questions for sure, right? Because you'll have the game actually in your hands. Now, Wuthering Waves, how is the gacha compared to Genshin Impact Honkai Star? Because I'm sure this is a question all of you may have. Well, as someone who has many years into Genshin Impact, someone who has played Star Rail since launch in the beta, right? I've played these games for quite a while, made tons of videos on Star Rail. Star Rail's gacha system is slightly worse than Wuthering Waves because Wuthering Waves 5-star pity is less. And Wuthering Waves weapon banner has a 100% guarantee of getting that weapon on the rate up. And you can choose the weapon you want from the standard banner as well. So overall, Wuthering Waves gets the pass for having the best gacha. And we all know Genshin Impact's gacha is way worse than Honkai Star Rail. So it, for certain, is not anywhere near being better than Wuthering Waves, right? That's going to be the video here. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this. And have a nice rest of your day. I'll give the gacha about a 7 out of 10. Not great, not horrible. It's just 50-50 kind of brings it down, right? Peace.